Welcome to a sim code. Want to see how much fun coding can actually be? Hit subscribe, and let me show you how we can turn those lines of code into something awesome, and maybe add a little spark while we're at it. Blackjack is a card game where players aim to get a hand value as close to 21 as possible without exceeding it. Cards 2 to 10 are worth their face value. Face cards, Jack, Queen, King, are worth 10, and aces can be either 1 or 11. Players are dealt 2 cards and can choose to hit, for more cards stand, to keep their hand double down, to double the bet and get 1 more card, or split pairs into 2 hands. The dealer must hit until their hand is at least 17. The player wins by having a higher hand than the dealer without going over 21, and a blackjack, ace plus 10-point card, beats any other hand. The dealer wins if the player busts or has a lower hand, and a tie occurs if both have the same hand value. Basic strategy involves making decisions like hitting on low hands and standing on high ones, especially when the dealer has a weak up card. This example simulates a simple game of blackjack between a player and a dealer. It randomly deals cards to both the player and the dealer, allowing the player to decide whether to hit, draw another card, or stand, keep their current hand. The player continues to play until they either choose to stand or bust, go over 21. The dealer then reveals their cards and follows the rule of hitting until they have 17 or more points. The game ends by comparing the hand values of the player and dealer to determine the winner. If the player busts, the dealer wins. If the dealer busts, the player wins. If both have the same hand value, €SA tie. The code handles card dealing, hand value calculations, and the gameplay flow. Importing the random library to simulate dealing random cards. Dictionary to hold the value of each card in a standard deck. Aces are initially treated as 1, but we will handle their dual value, 1 or 11, later. A ace is initially treated as 1. Function to deal a single card from the deck. This function simulates the action of dealing a card from a shuffled deck. It picks a random card from the list of available cards, keys in card_values dictionary. Cards are represented as keys in the card_values dictionary. Convert the keys of card_values into a list of card names. Randomly choose a card from the list and return it. Function to calculate the total value of a given hand. This function calculates the total value of the cards in the given hand. It also handles the special case for aces, where they can be treated as 1 or 11. Loop through each card in the hand and calculate its value. Add the value of the current card to the total hand value. If the card is an ace, increment ace_count. Adjust for aces. If the total value is less than or equal to 11 and we have aces, we treat them as 11 instead of 1. Convert an ace from 1 to 11 to maximize the hand value. Decrement the count of aces to indicate we have used 1 as 11. Return the final calculated hand value. Function to simulate the dealer's turn. This function handles the dealer's turn. According to standard blackjack rules, the dealer must hit until their hand value is 17 or greater. Dealer must hit until they have at least 17 points. Deal another card to the dealer if they have less than 17. Function to simulate the player's turn. His function handles the player's decision to either hit or stand. The player is repeatedly asked if they want to hit, get another card, or stand, keep their current hand. Loop indefinitely until a valid decision, hit or stand, is made. Show the player's hand and its value. Prompt the player to make a choice. If the player chooses to hit, deal another card to the player's hand. If the hand value exceeds 21, the player busts. Notify the player they busted. Return the hand and indicate the player has busted. If the player chooses to stand, return the player's hand and indicate they did not bust. If the player enters something other than hit or stand, ask for input again if it's invalid. Main function to play the game. This is the main function that controls the flow of the blackjack game. It deals cards to both the player and dealer, handles their turns, and determines the winner. Initialize the hands of the player and the dealer. Deal 2 cards to the player. Deal 2 cards to the dealer. Show the dealer's hand with 1 card face up and 1 face down. Dealer's first card is visible, second card is hidden. Handle the player's turn. Call the player_turn function. If the player busts, end the game. Handle the dealer's turn. Call the dealer_turn function. Calculate the dealer's hand value. Display the dealer's final hand and value. Determine the winner by comparing the values of the hands. Calculate the player's final hand value. If the dealer busts, hand value greater than 21, the player wins. If the player's hand value is greater than the dealer's, the player wins. If the player's hand value is less than the dealer wins. If both the player and dealer have the same hand value, it is a tie, push. Start the game. Now run our code. Hey everyone! If you're enjoying the content and learning something new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video. It helps out the channel a ton, and make sure you don't miss any future coding tutorials, tips, and tricks. Your support means the world to me and helps keep the content coming. So go ahead, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for being awesome. Let's get back to coding.